Parasites and toxicity. Is there a connection? Okay, let's get into this. Dr. Robert Cassar, eartheracademy.com. And you can see we got Hodo in the house here. Want to show me your wings, Hodo? Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's pretty good, huh? Show them to me. All right. So, parasites and toxicity. Is there a connection? Okay, so first of all, if you haven't seen some of the other recent videos I just did on parasites and degeneration, is there a connection? Or parasites and demons, is there a connection? Another video also, when's the last time you were dewormed? All rethinking realities. So this one we're going to do on parasites and toxicity. Is there a connection? So when you look at parasites, parasites eat a lot of things that are inflamed, a lot of degeneration, okay? So if you have a lot of degeneration going on in your system, which means maybe you've got a lot of inflammation, right? Think of parasites are like sharks. All they do is clean up, right? Some of them go ahead and actually eat other parasites in your body that die. Remember, they're just cleaning it up. Some of them eat some of the food that you eat. Okay, a lot of the processed foods and a lot of the pastas and a lot of those types of foods. Those are worm foods, right? If you have the worms, they're going to eat too. And then you have the other tapeworms types. They're bloodsuckers, right? And bloodsuckers are a whole different type of worm because they don't really care what you eat because they're going to eat either way. But to parasites and toxicity, okay, this connection is something you want to go ahead and think about. Okay, when's the last time that you did any detoxification at all? Think about that. Okay, do you use the sauna at least once a week? Do you? There's my sauna up there, okay, and I use my sauna right there. There's my hammock right there, and there's my little gym, okay? But I use my sauna about once a week to be able to rid myself of a lot of toxicity that lodges inside all my filters in my body, right? Okay, so toxicity, you have to think about it. When you get toxic, you change your vibrational frequency. So the higher your frequency is, think about it this way. The higher your light, okay, the brighter your light in your body, your electrical magnetic body, the more resistant you are to things that want to eat you to death. Okay, just think of it that way. And the less light that your body puts out, okay, the less frequency, amplitude, vibration, resonance, whatever you want to call it, okay, this overall type of energy field that we all have, the lower it gets, then you become a house for parasites. So let's say you live in a normal world and you're taking showers every day with fluoride, right? Okay, there's one of your toxicities that you're not even really looking at. Okay, every day you take a shower, then you put on different personal care products, right? These are all different toxicity. Maybe if you're female, you put on, they call makeup, right? I call it fake up, right? Because you're faking it up. Okay, you're not really showing yourself, you're sort of faking it up. Okay, not to be sort of mean or anything, but that's just what it is, right? Okay, but all these different types of things that you put on your face, on your body, your skin, your lotions, okay, these have things, these are all different types of toxicities, phthalates, okay, these have different, like endocrine disruptors, these have different things that are going to happen to your body, okay, that are going to be changed by these chemicals. So if you put on all these different personal care products, you put on, if you're a guy, Brute 44, you, like I said, you shampooed your hair with all these different types of synthetic fragrances, you wash your clothes in of clothes that, well, a washer that is you're using detergent that is full of chemicals. Okay, watch our video on non-toxic laundry. Okay, I have a cool device that I hooked onto my washing machine. It blows ozone in there and it super cleans your clothes. Okay, non-toxic wise. And of course if you're going to use, well, watch the video. But remember, toxicity is what builds up in your body. It accumulates in you. Okay, so you got to think of it this way. If you're accumulating toxicity day by day, what are you doing to release it? And if you're not releasing it, well, then in time, you're just like a cesspool. Okay, and what lives in a cesspool? A lot of things that basically, well, you don't want to swim with, right? A cesspool. Think of that. Your body's 18 gallons of salt water. Like I said, it's a lot of different filters inside. And if this body becomes polluted with, remember, there's a ton of toxicities out there. There's over 100,000 chemicals in the system that you know, we absorb or can absorb. It's just everywhere. Okay. When you look at jet fuel, JP8, look at the ingredients on JP8. It's got a ton of aluminum in it. It's got all different types of metals, magnesiums, titanium, okay, all different things that you could imagine in this fuel. And of course, everybody uses this fuel to be able to fly around, and we breathe these things. Okay, if you're walking, like I said, on the grass, and you want to ground yourself, well, you got to watch it, because if you're walking on grass that's over at the golf course, you know that grass has got a lot of chemicals inside it to be able to keep it green. In Hawaii, all I got to do is cut the grass. We don't water the grass. I don't put anything on it. And the grass that I cut down, this grass right here, I just cut it last night, okay, goes back down in the ground. All the minerals go back in, and it just keeps on returning itself. Okay, so the body's just like a car. Okay, look, here's my Jeep over there. My Jeep, I have to change the oil in that, right? I have to put the correct fuel in that car. I have to keep up with maintenance on that thing, and part of it is detoxification. I have to change the filters, air filters, oil filter, okay? It's got a hydraulic filter, all these different pieces. And if I don't do that, then that vehicle, that car, this vehicle starts to dysfunction, starts to get clogged. So go to our website that we have, earththroughacademy.com. $10 a month, a lot of private information there that's way too sensitive to be able to talk about on social media. But think about it, okay? How do you get heavy metals out of your system? Remember, your kidney's a filter. Think of it that your kidney is like a net, and it's capturing a lot of things. Remember, it's a filter. It's one of the main filters you have in your body. When's the last time that you cleaned your kidneys? So we've got a lot of different videos on the detoxification tab, and you'll notice that it's got a big set of categories underneath it, and one of the categories is detoxification is enemas. Think of it that way. When's the last time you did an enema? And not just with water, but with the correct solutions to be able to help you detox, right? What a beautiful night tonight. So, skin cleaning. Okay, detoxification, getting off all of the things that are on your skin. Once you clean your body with the vodka and mineralized solution, that's like the best cleaning that you've ever had. And then, of course, you re-lubricate, not with toxic lotion, you re-lubricate with something that's not going to go ahead and retoxify you. And I use coconut oil with a little bit of iodine in the oil. And that helps me re-lubricate. And then I take a little bit of cacao butter and I put that on top as a last sealant. Watch our videos on that, on how to make a coconut and cacao butter with iodine re-lubrication. Because once you wipe off all the dirt and the grime and everything on your skin, you want to re-lubricate it before you go in the sun. Okay, it's also I get these little bugs here. It's also gives you a protection block too from the sun a little bit, about a 15, okay, sun protection factor, SPF. But toxicity, now just to tie this together, okay, so when your body gets toxic, then it becomes a cesspool. And when your body starts becoming acidic, it starts losing oxygen, all of the things that live inside you, and I'm talking microparasites, not even bigger parasites, okay, but just microparasites. These things start to flourish just because your body's acidic. Okay, you're lowering your blood oxygen in your system. Your tissues basically have a ton of different types of things that they shouldn't have in there. Okay, so drinking clean water is super, super, super important to keep your body detoxed. And that's what's so special about going in the sauna is because when you go in the sauna, you drink a lot of water and you perspire a lot of water. So if you put clean water in, well, the dirty water comes out, right? So once your body becomes toxic, like I said, you start to get inflammation. Inflammation starts to give rise to, now your body's defenses are not 100%. Any tissue that starts to get inflamed, think of it as tissue that is vulnerable to getting eaten by certain things in your body that are just waiting for you like a shark, waiting for something to get sick, waiting for an area to get sick. Okay, remember, all of your cells have a certain potential of electricity to them, and if all your cells are functioning somewhat correctly, then you have a huge amount of electrical field in your body. So if you've got an area in your body where it starts to connect with a lot of heavy metals, like the kidney, the liver, the spleen, any of these filters, even in the brain, remember, aluminum goes into the brain, okay, goes into the organs, goes in where it can, when it can, and how are you going to go ahead and get it out? A little at a time. The idea is, look, I just cut the lawn because, let's say I detoxed the lawn, okay? I trimmed it down. And if I didn't trim it down, it starts to grow. This is just about a week later. I didn't finish the lawn last night, it got too dark. But you can see from this level right here, from this level here, this side is bigger. Think of your body as, once you clean your body and detox it somewhat, you keep on trimming it down, and it's going to keep on accumulating back up again. And if I don't cut this lawn for about a year, it's as big as, you can see the grass on the other side of the fence there. That's like 6 feet tall. It's called cane grass. You can see some more cane grass over there in the corner. Okay, so the idea is, once you get certain parasites in your system, now you've got another problem, toxicity from the parasites. So you first get environmental toxicity, and you can get that in a variety of ways. Remember, you may have Wi-Fi in your house. You may be under wireless Bluetooth all day, bloody day. You may be sitting inside an office that has a commercial grade router on it that's just singing all the time. You come home, you go to your own commercial, your own router that you have, right? All this wireless, and this is an assault on your system too. Remember, this is toxicity, it's radiation in the air. Do you know that a lot of radiation sickness, if you look that up and just Google that, radiation sickness from wireless, what are the symptoms of microwave technology? What are the symptoms of radiation poisoning? And we're not talking radiation from of some type of hot particle, right? Like a nuclear reactor. We're just talking about radiation like radio, right? It's the same thing. Okay, radar, okay, it's radiation, and it's all microwave. So maybe you're getting radiation sickness. Your body starts to get toxic from that. A lot of times when you feel a little bit of radiation sickness, you feel uneasy all the time, and you feel hungry all the time, and you got to eat all the bloody time because you feel uneasy in the stomach. I go to the city, and after about 2 hours, not only do I feel loopy in the head from all the wireless, because we don't have anything here. Remember, I'm on a phone here, but nothing's hooked up. It's just on airplane mode. But when I go to the city over there, I mean, I'm just wiped out, okay, from the wireless. And it takes me about an hour to 2 hours when I come home, okay, from working out, and I eat something and get grounded again. Then all of a sudden it takes me about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Sometimes I even feel like taking a bloody nap from feeling sedated from all of this bzzz all the time. So watch our videos on RF frequency if you haven't heard what microwave sounds like in the air. So you got all these different forms of toxicity, and just remember, every form of toxicity is making your body more presentable for parasites to not only live inside you, but to be able to thrive inside you, because your body becomes acidic. Let's say you're getting this toxic mind, okay, and all you are is you're arguing with bloody people all day long about red ties and blue ties and religions and whatever the case may be, okay? You're living in a toxic environment because you're constantly angry, you're constantly frustrated, you're constantly depressed. Okay, this is an assault. Your body makes a lot of cortisone to be able to, okay, that's when you go to the bathroom. If you really get pissed off one time, you go to as a guy, you sit there and pee, and if you find out that your urine is full of bubbles and it's all super concentrated, because that's all a bunch of cortisol and different adrenaline and different things that your body put out when you were like this. Okay, and when you're like that, remember, you lower your blood oxygen, you lower your alkaline value to your body, and your body becomes weaker. Your electrical system comes down, your light starts to fade. And so this is when you become feeling more sick. Feeling sick. Feeling sick from being sick is another layer. Okay, you're just feeling sick now, and a lot of times you start to make yourself more toxic by starting to take different types of things like antibiotics, right? You start wiping out your good biology in your gut. And remember, antibiotics means anti-life. You're wiping everything out, okay, to be able to see if you can find a boogeyman in there, if that. Anyways, toxicity and parasites is real. So the more toxic you get, the bottom line is the more you become favorable for being taken over by all different forms of parasites. And we don't know, remember, we have an idea what lives behind me in the ocean. We have an idea what lives in the body, but the further you go smaller and smaller and smaller, there's different creatures that keep on getting smaller and smaller. And of course, all you can do is imagine that it just keeps on going. So each level, okay, remember, the microscope means you need to be able to see this through an ocular lens and magnify it. Okay, a macroscope is like my eyes. I can see it with my naked eye. I can see that parasite with my naked eye. The toxicity you're not going to see. You could have toxicity in the air, you could have toxicity anywhere, and you can't see it most of the time. You can't smell it, you can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't touch it, because you don't even know it's there. So toxicity is a weird thing. It's because you can't see it. Okay, remember, microwave technology. Okay, all that stuff flying in the air. Remember, HD quality. Okay, generation, 4th generation. Okay, think of that. You can watch a live stream in the air on your phone. All that information, colors, and everything that's flying to make you be able to see this without a wire, without a connection, because it's in the air. So anyways, parasites and degeneration go hand in hand with parasites and toxicity. And parasites and demons, of course, are just to be able to know what you're up against. You're up against these creatures that are everywhere. Remember, they're in the soil. You work in your garden, you wonder how you got these parasites. You work in the garden in your bare feet, and what do you think crawls through your skin? Hookworms, a variety of different types of parasites that bore into the skin and get into the body. And then they start to reproduce. Okay, and they've got a fantastic life cycle, as you will see, just like the hookworm. The hookworm goes in, bores in through your skin somewhere, you're laying on the grass, goes through your bloodstream, okay, starts boring holes through a bunch of stuff, and it goes into different parts of your body. Goes into your lungs, you get a little bit of a cold because you think you got a cold, right, or a flu, you got infected. And you get snot in your lungs and you start spitting it out, coughing it up, but all it takes is one of the eggs from the hookworm to go ahead and go back down into the gut. And these things now all of a sudden found their way to the gut. And then they crawl through the small intestine and go through the rest of the body. That's what they can do. And a lot of people have hookworms. You don't even know you got it. And you got it most likely from the fertilizer that you put into the soil. A lot of fertilizer, remember, is bio-sludge from humans. Mike Adams did a good video on that, on human biosludge. And there's a lot of companies, even Home Depot, selling this stuff that you don't even know what you're buying. Organically composted, right? And human poop, remember, what has it got in it? It's got tons of different types of eggs from different parasites. It's got tons of garbage, okay, in the human poop from all the different fast foods, and just anything that came out of you now is going to get recycled back into the soil, back into your plants, back into your food that you eat. And you wonder why you got parasites. Just think of it that way. So everybody needs to clean up. This needs to be on the top of everybody's list. That's why I'm doing a lot of these videos right now, is just to be able to bring a little bit of light to a dark area. Because this is an area that a lot of people, they just turn their head the other way. They don't want to know. It's because what lives inside you, remember, controls your mind. This would be the number one thing that you would want to be able to look and see. You know, in the Bible, right? The demons. You know that there's a lot of stories about even Jesus pulling a snake out of one of his apostles, tempting it with some warm milk after they fasted. Okay, just these ideas. What if? Could it be possible that a lot of diseases that we have are from these creatures? You can call them whatever you want. Remember, a definition of a parasite goes deep. All you have to do is just think of it this way. If a parasite causes any destructive ability at all to the body, I don't care if it's pooping inside, and it's just living in there, eating off of your food, right? It's not doing anything but just taking a little bit. No, it's pooping inside you. Doesn't matter what you want to call them, doesn't matter anything. Okay, there's a variety of these different creatures that live inside my world, that live inside your world. And just think of it that way. It's your world, okay, it's your personal world, and you harbor all of these different creatures. So once in a while, I have to be able to clean my world out. Right? The outside world is the outside world. And if you live in a place that's dirty, your house is dirty, okay, think of it this way. If you didn't detox your kitchen and all the crumbs keep hitting the floor, right, and this gets thrown on the floor a little bit, you know, crumbs here and crumbs there, food everywhere, what do you think you're going to get in your kitchen? You're going to get cockroaches. You're going to get all different types of insects because you're feeding all these little microbes. Okay, you got flies coming in the door now. It's because what? Your trash can smells. You got food all over the place. Of course, you're making it presentable for these creatures to be able to feed. So it's the same thing with bodies. You have to think of it the same way. So I go in every night. I go in my hot tub. This thing's got like 40 pounds of minerals in it. And I'll just show it to you. I did a video on hot tub baths, and you can see that water's like blue. And I've got a lot of borax in there, magnesium sulfate, sodium bicarbonate. What else do I have in there? I keep it clean with CD. Okay, look up our videos on that. How I use CD for various therapies. I use it to clean my tank also. I put that in about every once a month or so. Keeps all the parasites out of my tank. These are all different types of protocols that are very sensitive to talk about. Just think about how much, forget money is made by sickness, but how much suffering is made by sickness. And if there is a demonic realm here, think of their main food supply, okay? And we're not talking about the physical demons now, we're talking about their main food supply, the ethereal demons. Could it be possible that it's suffering, right? Look how many people are suffering right now. Look how many people are in fear, doubt, uncertainty. It's an energy field, and if you let your mind overtake your body by being stressed all the time, then you're just lowering your energy field and making it so your house of evil that lives in you already, remember you got parasites inside you, but they can replicate much faster when there's a better terrain for them to live in. Remember, low oxygen, the body's dehydrated, it's dry. Okay, you're not doing any therapies at all to soften your muscles and work them out and exercise. Remember, this is a machine. Body's a machine, and if you don't use it, it falls apart. Okay, if you have a boat and you don't use it when you want to use it, it doesn't work, does it? It feels so good to walk on the grass. And I've got sheep through here, okay, so they poop, you know, such and such, like I said. I do my anti-parasitics. I don't live in a bubble. I live on a farm, just like living in the city. You've got tons of rats in the city, peeing and pooping everywhere, causing disease. Watch our video on disease-causing flies. You can see my little fly. This thing's got millions of dead flies in them right now. Okay, Flies cause a lot of disease. They pass a lot of parasites. Remember the parasites, like even the simple, the tapeworm that's in your stomach, let's just say the pig tapeworm, could make up to 1 million eggs, not a year, but a day. That's crazy. Look at all these dead flies in here. So all these flies, I got to change them all, and everybody's, I ran them over yesterday but that thing's solid full of dead flies, sick. So I got to clean those out and start over again, but those things are all loaded up. You can see right here. They're all done, all that black stuff there. Flies, just like parasites. Okay, flies are food out here for insects and different things, but in my body, okay, if I eat clean and I have a cleaner lifestyle, then I don't have to worry about cleaning up. If I'm make a mess in my kitchen, then you know what happens. I got a lot of cleanup to do. And a lot of people are eating a lot of garbage every day. You're doing a lot of things to toxify yourself every day. Every day. It's not just here and there, it's every day. If you're eating synthetic food, remember you're toxifying yourself. Your body doesn't know how to break down synthetic garbage, so watch the different medications you take, because those are synthetic too, right? It's complex. But the idea is that if your body becomes toxic, then you become the house that these evil creatures can thrive in. Okay, so your body's a church, clean it up. Learn a lot of the detox protocols. And again, there's a lot of stuff to learn. Just take a little bit at a time, and just like taking away detoxification, anything that's accumulated in you is accumulated slowly, so you have to be able to think logical and know that it's not going to come out quickly either. So you have to loosen everything up first, and then slowly you're going to be able to remove not only parasites, okay, but you remove the reason why a lot of these parasites can thrive inside us is because we lose, remember, our energy. And once we lose our energy with toxicity, well, if you clean your house up, you can rise your energy up. And a lot of energies that live, okay, a lot of parasites that live in energy, remember, live in the lower bands of energy. That's just the way it works. Okay, the higher your energy is, the higher frequency that you are, the less things that are low vibration can take advantage of you, because they can't feed off of you. Again, if there's a lot of suffering here in this world, unneedlessly, and it's only the reason being, a lot of it is because a lot of people don't understand about disease-causing parasites, about heavy metal and other types of toxicity that accumulate in us every day. So keep up on a detox program, and that's just starting a program. Cleaning your skin, starting a program. That's easy to do. Drinking 3/4 to a gallon of clean water a day to be able to take out the dirty water out of you, right? By putting in clean water. I hear you guys. What's up? What do you think, Hodo? What do you think? Yeah, show me your wings. There you go. That's the man. Show me those wings. Woo-hoo. Yeah, Hodo's been with me since I've been like 15 years old. So he's an old guy like me. Yep. All right, anyways, that's enough, guys. Get on your house cleaning program. And know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, even if you're super toxic. All you have to do is have a mindset of saying, I'm going to clean myself up just a little at a time. That's it. Because a lot of people, man, they just look in the mirror and they go, man, I got a lot of work. I'll do a start tomorrow. You have to start sometime. Like I said, learn how to clean your skin. Okay, do the sun absorbing the rays protocols, right? To be able to even tighten up your skin once you clean it. The sun shrink wraps your skin and tightens it up. But if you have toxicity underneath your skin, well, then remember, things that accumulate in us make us so we become clogged. And so if you've got a lot of garbage on your skin, you can't perspire. You go in the sauna and you just feel like throwing up, and your body doesn't even have one drop that comes out of it. It's because you're plugged. So watch a lot of the sauna videos we have. Starting your detox program, like I said, is very easy. Especially if you have, a couple of other people to do it with, because it becomes more fun and you can sort some things out because there's a lot of stuff to learn. Okay, Hutto. I got a bug down my throat. You ready to go? Okay, let's go. All right, guys. We'll see you. Aloha. And again, what a beautiful day. All right.